From LPM,
Louisville Public Media.
Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear liquid is Safer Choice certified by the U.S. EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.
Welcome to On Track. I'm Michelle Tyreen Johnson, in for Aisha Jaffer. Black Louisvillians have higher rates of heart disease, cancer, and stroke than their white neighbors, according to a 2024 report from the Louisville Center for Health Equity. And men in Louisville have a shorter average life expectancy than women by almost 6 years. An event later this week aims to help bridge that gap. Black Men's Wellness Day on August 23rd at the Norton Healthcare Sports and Learning Center will include health screenings, a 5K, live music, and more. Here to tell us more is Kamari Wooten. He's coordinating the event, and he's also the executive director of the Chestnut Street Family YMCA. Kamari, thank you so much for being here on Track today.
Oh, thank you for having me, first and foremost. I really appreciate you allowing me to come on your platform.
Thank you. Kamari, tell us about the Black Men's Wellness event. What all will take place?
First and foremost, the Black Male Wellness event, it's free. Let's start right there first. It's free for the community, and all are welcome, the public. At this event, you're going to have so much fun. We like to call it the most fun you have at a doctor's appointment. So you're looking at having blood pressure, glucose, cholesterol, height and weight, BMI, free HIV screenings, and then we have some other additional screenings that U of L Health will be providing that day as well.
Since you led with it being free, and I was going to ask you about that anyway, why is it so important that it's a free event?
Because we want to get rid of those barriers of someone talking about a copay, someone trying to make up an appointment. You're literally getting the best of the best in this city from a screening standpoint. And we couldn't do that without our sponsorships from the people like WOKY, U of L Health, Passport Molina, L&N Credit Union. Those are some of the ones who sponsored us to make sure this event is free to the public.
Awesome. So how many people do you expect to attend?
Oh, man. Typically we have, so this is our 4th year doing this event.
Your 4th year, okay.
It's the 4th annual event. So we only have about 2,000 to 3,000 coming and going. We're really looking to double that this year. So we're looking to have probably about 4,000 to 5,000 people there.
Oh, that's great. Do you think that the number of people encourages even more people to come? Do you think it sort of builds on itself?
Yes, it does. And what we have seen over the years is we typically screen about 10% of the population that's there. Our focus is Black men, but we would not turn anybody away from having that free health screening.
I was wondering about that. I was wondering about if this lady showed up, would you? And we need a free screening. Would we be able to get one? So that answers the question that I was wondering about. But I didn't want to take the focus off of Black men.
Yeah, because you mentioned in that stat earlier, the life expectancy of someone in that zip code, a Black male in that zip code, is 60 years old right now, and no one's talking about it. So this event not only about free health screenings, it's also to bring the awareness to an issue that we have in West Louisville. Yeah,
I'm going to ask you some more about that. The event is sponsored by the African American Male Wellness Agency, and they're sponsoring several of these events all around the country.
Yeah.
Why do you think that it's important to have a focus on the health of Black men nationally?
Oh, man. So there's so many different layers I can attack this question. But one, the McKinsey report reported years ago that the Black male would be at the lowest of the totem pole of every stat out there, from health, financially, and different things like that. So the African American Male Wellness Agency, it's almost like you can view it as like the NAACP. It's different chapters. We're in 26 different cities around the country. And I just so happen to be blessed to be the local coordinator here. But it's the Black male is a prestige title. Let me start with that first and foremost. So with that being said, if we can correct our health issues, our financial issues, we can be better fathers, better leaders, better community people. So I think it's just really being intentional and taking care, they're unapologetic of taking care of the black male.
I love that. There's a billboard. I think it's on 6th and Chestnut that I pass all the time, and that's what made me even aware of this day. And I just, oh, this would be really interesting to talk about because you're right, there are just so many aspects to that. So you run the Chestnut Street YMCA. What kind of insight have you gathered on how black men take care of themselves from, or not, or aren't taking care of themselves from you having that job?
Um, you know, I'm blessed to have the opportunity. I took over that position 18 months ago, and we have did a lot of different changes and put in a lot of different programs from like mental health standpoint, because that's another thing that we don't focus on in the black community, let alone black men. So that position has allowed me to really be able to connect with boots on the ground, hand to hand, whether it's me just literally walking to go get some indies and seeing different people in the community, inviting them over to come over to my YMCA branch to see some of the resources we have in place to help families. But another thing that I'm very intentional with, I have a blood pressure machine in my branch. And any black male who walk in there, my staff would tell you, I'm always like 2 to 5 minutes in the conversation. I'm like, hey, come here, I want you to do something for me. And I literally sit them down and have them take a blood pressure results so they can see. It's one thing to say, I feel good. Oh, I'm okay. I just went to the doctor 2 months ago and things of that nature. I hear all these different stories. And when they sit down, sometimes I see numbers that say 185 over 90. That's a ticking bomb for a heart attack or a stroke. And we normalize it. Like, oh, I feel fine. Oh, my blood pressure always this high. Like, that's not a normal blood pressure.
That is so interesting that you say that, because as a black woman, I know that is something that is just so common for us to have high blood pressure. But even saying that is a privilege of sort, because if you can say it, that means you've at least been testing and probably you're on medication. Sounds like you're trying to get the people who may not even know how high it is and that they may need medication.
So last year, the African American Wellness Agency screened over 10,000 men. 85% had elevated blood pressure or high blood pressure. 55% said they didn't even know.
Wow. That's that's over 5,000 men who didn't know, black men who didn't know. Because, studies show that high blood pressure is disproportionate in the black community.
And it's a few things that when you speak with a doctor that they talk about, three key things, sleep, diet, and exercise. Those are just 3 basic things that you can kind of focus on. We all have life stressors and things in that nature. Some people say it's hereditary, those things. But it's also that diet, that food that we eat, the salt we consume. 3 years ago, that's why I brought this walk to Louisville. 3 years ago, I found out I had elevated blood pressure. And I'd like to try to watch my figure. I watch what I eat. But it was something very small. I hadn't made a small change, but it took me a while to figure it out. So as I work in high fast-paced environments all the time. I worked in college athletics before the YMCA.
I was going to say you worked for Louisville athletic program, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So I would always just kind of be working, and I would get these little pack of cashews. They were salted cashews. But it would curb my appetite in a bottle of water. But they tell you like, oh, do you eat nuts? It's fine. Like, nuts are healthy. But so much sodium is in that pack. I may eat 2 packs a day because I'm just curbing my appetite because I'm busy working. And one day, I literally, the package was turned on the nutritional facts.
Yeah.
And I seen the sodium, and it caught my eye. I said, oh my God, this is it. And I literally stopped eating salted cashews.
Wow. But I get that, because here's the thing about high blood pressure as a problem, which is interesting because it triggers all these other potential problems, is you can't look at somebody and tell whether they have high blood pressure. You can look at somebody and tell whether you stand to lose a few pounds, are straight up obese, but like you're a thin, fit man. You can't look in the mirror and go, oh, I have high blood pressure. Those tests really make a difference.
Yeah.
So, which then leads to me asking, especially for this Wellness Day, do you think that the health and fitness needs of black men in Louisville change throughout their different ages and stages of life?
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think we get more cognizant as we get older, but we want to actually set the example. That's why we be very creative in hiring a community outreach team. We work with a lot of partnerships. We did W. Du Bois before. Valley High School's coming this year. So we try to get the youth involved to show them like, hey, these black men are taking their health serious. So that plants the seed right there. So when you start talking about generational things, we
Love
can
that.
kind of change that approach where we incorporate them in like passing out flyers. We passed out 50,000 flyers
Okay.
and we gave kids money to have for money to be able to buy them some items to go back to school with. So everything we do with this walk is really intentional.
That's great. So I know it's at the Norton Healthcare Sports and Learning, which is a fabulous, fabulous place. It's huge on the inside. Is your run going to be outside?
Yeah, so my run is actually, the whole event takes place inside. So that way it lets people gather around, not worried about the temperature, how hot, whether it's raining. But the actual 5K is actually going to be in the community this year. This is the first year. This kind of was an add-on. You got to go through a lot of permits and mailers and different things like that. So we're really happy about that. And kudos to my committee members and people who brought that.
Wait. So it's going to be in the community? It's not even going to be at the center? It's going to be like in the neighborhood?
So the actual run where we're running, we're going to start on 30th. That's the backside of the Norton Sports and Learning Center. And we're going to take 30th to 24th
That's
on
great.
Jefferson.
That's
and
amazing.
down to Cedar and come back up. So we do that 2 laps, and that's the official 5K. So what that does is also bring that awareness, and some people are going to run, some people are going to walk. And while we're walking, we can invite them to come to the center to get a free health screening.
I love that. It's been a lot of years, but I used to do my share of 5K. So for those listening who don't know, it's 3.1 miles.
That's correct.
And so that I see. I just assumed it was going to be on the track. This is even better because you're right. The eyes, the visuals of folks doing that was so wonderful. What kinds of health screenings are you going to have?
So who signed up right now? Like I said, the basic 5 we're going to do is the blood pressure, glucose, cholesterol, height and weight, BMI. And then we have HIV screening. Then we have some additional screenings from other community partners where there might be a stroke test. It may be a glaucoma screening. It may be a hearing screening, dental screening. So all these screenings are open and free. You don't have to worry about pulling your wallet out for anything. And we have over 100 vendors, and they're told that they can't sell anything either. So those vendors are really just giving away giveaways and resources to the community as well.
So you're saying that the vendors aren't selling things?
No, we don't want anybody to pull out their wallet at this event. We want to get rid of that barrier that you have to pay for something. Everything is free.
That is, that sounds incredible. It really does sound incredible because I can imagine that when you tell some people about this, they're so used to having, like the way you put it, having to, like, I don't want to go to that, even though they say it's a free event. What's the catch?
Correct.
It sounds like there's no catch for this.
It's no catch. Only thing you got to do is get a bag and get ready. Free giveaways, I'm talking about. Free oil changes are being given away. Last year, we gave away free blood pressure cuffs. You just never know what you'll be able to get from there. You walk away with a nice amount of things, and everything is free.
This sounds amazing. So what time in the morning does it start?
It starts at 7 a.m. to 12 noon. We literally have the DJ. We got DJ Empty Beats. He's performing. We got 2 other DJs on the route when we're running and walking through the community. We got water stations set up for people, make sure everyone's hydrated. We have line dancing going on. We're going to have pickleball going on. We got the 360 booth. I'm literally telling you, this is the most fun you'll have at a doctor's appointment.
I wasn't planning on going because that's early on a weekend. But look, you were making this something to put on the calendar.
And you don't have to get there at 7. You can get there at 8. The run will probably start about 9:30 to 9:40. But we try to encourage people to get there early so they can get their screening out the way. They can talk to resources. We're going to have mental health resources there. We're going to have Stop the Bleeding. We're going to have people doing CPR demonstrations. We have some yoga sessions set up. We have a full run of show where you can find your pocket of what you want to do or what you want to experience.
So screening is great, but what if someone tests positive for something and they don't have insurance. Are there any initiatives provided to help them get the help they need?
That is a great question. So from this event, if you have an irregular screening, you are literally going to consult with a doctor right then and there, and they're going to set you up a follow-up appointment. Now, it's up to them to actually follow up, and then our partner this year is U of L Health, for them to actually make sure that happens. I don't do any follow-up on the back end on that.
Great. We'll be back with more in just a minute. You're on track with Louisville Public Media.
Hi, it's Aisha Jaffer, host of On Track. As a fan of the show, you may be wondering how you can help support this hyper-local podcast that focuses on topics and conversations that affect us and our community. One of the best ways is by donating at lpm.org or by becoming a sponsor of On Track. We work hard to create diverse and engaging conversations featuring guests from Louisville and Southern Indiana. To learn how your business can sponsor On Track, contact Tracy Karam at tkaram@lpm.org. It's a meaningful way to support both the show and the community while aligning your brand with important local conversations. Thank you.
Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear liquid is Safer Choice certified by the U.S. EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.
Welcome back to On Track. I'm Michelle Tyreen Johnson, in for Aisha Jaffer. We're talking to Kamari Wooten, Louisville organizer for the Black Men's Wellness Day coming up this Saturday. Okay, so what I'd love to know is, after the first year, have you been the organizer all the years that it's been here?
Yes, I've been the local coordinator for 4 years.
So what was your thought after the first one?
Man, it was so impactful. That first year, we screened 187 men. And I literally had guys come up to me afterwards like, man, I'm so thankful you put this event on. I found out I had some things I need to correct. I was able to talk to a doctor. He was like, man, I don't know when the last time I had a doctor's appointment. And so after we packed up the facility and got everything together, like I literally sat in the car and just had a moment. I mean, I literally had tears in my eyes and I cried because it was just so I was just so moved by like the community showing up for one. And then so many people like literally come up to me like thanking me for this event. I'm like, that wasn't the goal for me to just be thanked for this event, but like the people was humble enough to like even express their feelings and thoughts about it. And it was powerful.
It sounds really powerful. So, which reminds me of how the fact that the National Library of Medicine says Black men are more likely than other segments of the population to have undiagnosed or poorly managed chronic conditions like diabetes, cancers, heart disease. And they're more likely to delay seeking medical care. Why do you think that is?
It's a few things. I think that's rooted in our trust in the healthcare industry as Black people, not even just Black men. That's one piece. I think another barrier is access. Having insurance, co-pays. I remember being young one time and I got a crazy doctor's bill for going to the doctor. And then when something else happened that time, I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to the doctor. Just because like I was scared of like the bill I may receive, not getting my health taken care of, but the financial piece of it.
That makes so much sense. So we know, and this is particularly on the conversation right now, we know that gun violence disproportionately affects the Black community, and which means that it affects life expectancy averages. Will that be addressed in any way at the event?
Not gun violence in particular, to be very honest with you. But one thing I will tell you, I think this is known throughout the country. When you see poverty, you see violence. So I think there's some issues that we definitely got to take care of. That is going to take a community approach. It's not a one-size-fit-all. It's not this organization or that organization. I think it's going to take people who look like the people who we need to save. So I think that's a piece of it. It's a lot of programs out there. Sometimes with programs, we have to go find them, but then also personally for my organization that I represent, we try to go seek the people, So
Right.
we try to be out in the community, Like I said, you said earlier, I run the 10th and Chestnut Street YMCA, and we've been trying to do some different things over there to really connect with the community over there, and it's a process, but it's one we up for the challenge.
And I believe that's probably true. Just talking to you about this today. You earlier mentioned mental health. There can be a stigma in our parts of our community about seeking mental health care. Are there any screenings planned for that?
Yes, we have probably 5 mental health vendors at that event, and a plug right now. Actually, I get Black men together. All are welcome, but we focus on Black men at Tribe every last Wednesday of the month from 6 to 8. Free event again, where we let Black men come in, myself and a licensed therapist, and we pretty much do talk therapy. That's something we've been doing for years. We just moved to that location. In the past, we have done it at LCCC. We have done it at some different things at Norton Healthcare, at U of L Community Engagement Office, at the YMCA. So we've been doing this for probably about 3 years now, and it's building. We probably get about 30 or 40 Black males to come and kind of just talk about what's going on in their life. And then that also builds community and builds a network, and you get other brothers talking about, okay, what are you doing? How can I help with this space? How can we support this initiative? How can we support this person? So,
Yeah, you answered the question I was going to ask you. Is this event is just once a year, but how do you keep this going all year long? It sounds like you definitely think about that.
yeah, we already have flyers done for our August 27th meeting that we're going to pass out. We got 1,000 flyers we're going to pass out. And we're going to have a vendor table as well, getting guys on our GroupMe app and our email blast to let them know what events are going on in the future.
So most of us, regardless of race, but, especially in our Black community, we have those family members who hate going to the doctor, who we also know don't exercise right, who don't eat right.
Mm-hmm.
Since you work in this wellness space, are there any tips for trying to encourage people to take better care of themselves?
Something very simple, like I've been telling people here lately. I literally just was talking with my mom. A stat I read a lot of data, and if you go take at minimum a 10-minute walk after you eat your meal, you can cut your blood sugar levels by 50%. Something very small. That's attainable for anybody in your family. Just get active. Just start somewhere. Go see a YMCA. Go get a trainer. You don't have to do this alone. Build community. It's a lot of run groups out here. Black Men Run, the Pit Stoppers. It's a lot of different things to be able to get involved. But we got a slogan this year for our campaign: get checked out, not checked in.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Well, that does remind me because I know YMCA fees can be, let's just say, not cheap. Are there programs to help people have a Y membership even though they don't have Y money?
Yes, that's a very true statement. And it's something that we don't really advertise, but we do have a program where it can be income based. And then we do a lot of things, especially at my YMCA with seniors. We got ways we can do with like silver sneakers and Medicaid and different things of that nature. Here's what I would tell you. The YMCA is known for being a safe place for all. So I guarantee you, if you go to a YMCA, they'll help you figure out a membership for your budget.
So how has your work on this event and at the Y changed the way you look at your own health?
My own health, this event just keeps me cognizant of like, it's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to be about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that space, and just being an advocate, because, a lot of people sometimes, no matter what socioeconomic zip code you come from, they put so much money, so much value on like the finance and wealth, but they forget the health part of it. You can have all the money in the world if you don't have your health. What difference does that make? So just really being an advocate, speaking about it, always inviting someone in to come see the resources we have in place to help someone. That's probably what I would say.
Let me ask you this, and we only have a few more minutes, but this is a really important thing. There's approximately a 15-year gap in the average life expectancy between someone who lives in certain West End neighborhoods, which predominantly black, and certain East End neighborhoods, predominantly white.
Yep.
That's a wider gap than not just the state, but the country. What do you think contributes to that?
Oh, it's a lot of things. One of the main things, we're really dying from preventable diseases, to be very honest with you. And it all starts with literally just going to get a checkup. If you can catch things early than late, it's like the old saying, like, you rather go on the plane when it's on the ground, right? You before it ascends, So I think that plays a role in it. It's really systematic as well. Those kind of things play a role with like food access in the West End. It's considered a food desert, and that's something that we're doing at the YMCA. Thank you to MSD, their community grant that they do. We're about to do a teaching kitchen on our 6th floor where we're going to do a partnership with the likes of Kroger, and we're going to start letting families come in and learn how to cook low-cost, healthier meals a couple times a week.
That's real. Here in Louisville, as the adult that I am, I live on the east side of the county. But I grew up in the neighborhood that's like the West End. So I understand the whole thing about access to food, to good food, to basic food, and then how to cook food in a healthy way, because we all know how we like our stuff. You know what I'm saying? So where can people go to find out more about Black Men's Wellness Day?
They can go to aawellness.org, and it's, like I said, it's 26 cities. So click on Louisville, and it'll give you all the information, whether you want to sign up to be like a passion team, whether you want to sign up just to do the 5K and walk, or just show up at the Norton Sports and Learning Center at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever, just as long as it's before 12 p.m.
Right.
And you will be welcome. You'll be loved. You'll have some fun. Like I said, you can do pickleball, line dancing, 360 booth. We got the kids area. We got bounce houses for the kids. And you're going to get a lot of free items. And most importantly, you get a free health screening. You could talk to a doctor for free. You don't have to worry about anything. So
that sounds great. Kamari, this has been such a wonderful conversation. Is there one thing you would like to leave people with as they listen to this?
Yes, I would just challenge people. Don't just come yourself. Bring someone with you. Share it. Let people know that this is an important event that impacts our community daily, and we just get one day to celebrate it at the Black Male Wellness Day.
Kamari Wooten is the coordinator of Black Men's Wellness Day this Saturday at the Norton Healthcare Sports and Learning Center. On Track is a production of Louisville Public Media. The On Track production team includes Alex Biscardi, Laura Ellis, and me. Our music is by Kojin Toshiro. If you'd like to revisit this episode or explore other community-focused conversations, visit LouisvilleOnTrack.org or find us in your podcast app. If you have feedback or ideas for a future show, connect with us at 502-814-TALK or ontrack@lpm.org. I'm Michelle Tyreen Johnson. Until next time, you're on track with Louisville Public Media.
Did you know that skincare can start in the laundry room? All Free Clear is the #1 laundry detergent brand recommended by dermatologists, allergists, and pediatricians for sensitive skin. All Free Clear is 100% free of dyes and perfumes. It provides an effective clean that's gentle on skin while removing impurities like dirt and body oil without leaving irritating residues. Plus, All Free Clear liquid is Safer Choice certified by the U.S. EPA. For a clean you can feel good about, all you need is All Free Clear.